What's up, crypto legends? How's everyone doing? Saturday live stream, chilled. Let's keep it nice, short and sweet here. Take a look at some altcoins, take a look at the Bitcoin perspective to see what could happen, guys, in the next coming months. Understanding the danger of going to much lower levels, and also recognizing that, hey, we are probably going to see the best coming months ahead to scoop up some cheap Bitcoin. How are you doing, guys? Hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. I'm a little bit small here on the side. Let's take a look at the comment section. I think it's going to be a chilled Saturday, still summer holidays, live stream, not much people around. Let's analyze the situation together, guys. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, of course. Going to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, something very curious here about the Bitcoin dominance, where I do think that we could get a bounce from current levels. And of course, if Bitcoin were to still correct in the coming months, then obviously this would be bad for the altcoins. There is a projection move here to the upside that will be explained. And of course, this is going to be probably the best moment to buy some altcoins as well. Know a lot of people that, altcoins are scam, Bitcoin's only the real coin. Hey, altcoins, you can make a huge amount of gains with the bear market, okay, accumulating altcoins. Now, what usually happens here on the bear market is it takes quite a long time. You're going to buy altcoins, you're going to be in a loss, you're going to buy, you're going to be in a loss, you're going to buy, you're going to be in a loss. This is my case right now. I am buying altcoins and I'm in major losses. I still continue buying altcoins and also they continue to drop. Now, this is the bear market cycle. This is an accumulation stage. I am very much aware that altcoins could still drop 20, 30, 50, 60, 70% from current price levels. This is just part of the game. No understanding, obviously, you do not need to go all in. It's a dollar cost average strategy. I'm happy for those, that amount of dollars that I'm putting into the altcoins, have a major drawdown. It's just part of the investment strategy. So obviously you want to go into some solid altcoins. You want to go into some crazy, altcoins, low cap coins that, might even disappear or not get a major rally in the next bull run. Overall, in a bull run, 90% of the altcoins usually get a pretty decent rally, whether that is 100% or 1,000% or 50 or 5,000% pump, right? So let's analyze the situation. 25,600 and pump, says Rohit. Hello everyone. I'm going to go through the comment section. We're going to keep it nice and chilled here for this live stream. I'm going to read the comment section most of this live stream. So happy to take a look at some altcoins. I want to show you what could happen, of course, just like the title says, revolution, or is Bitcoin doomed for the next coming years? Obviously, is this time different? Is this time different, right? Because there is the case of Bitcoin hasn't been ever in a proper recession, right? We all very much aware of this situation of Bitcoin has never been in a proper recession. Yes, we have seen the C19 crash in 2020. There has been a few bumps back in 2015. But overall, we haven't seen a proper multi-year, right? Couple of year proper recession reset. A lot of people are saying as well that this is like the silent recession that is happening right now. And basically we are in a recession. We have been in a recession, but it doesn't look like, right? It doesn't look like, there's a lot of, obviously everything is working pretty nicely, steady around the world. Obviously there is some bad effects with the economy, with the current situation, but overall, it's not as bad as seeing it on the news. Now, once it's on the news, right? Once it's on the news, you could arguably discuss it could be in its endings of the recession, right? Once it's a confirmation, right? It's when it usually ends. So, and it takes a couple of years, 1 to 2 years to start recovering. On average, a recession doesn't last more than 2 years. It's right, 1.5 year. If you take a look at the recessions from the past, during the last few decades, a recession doesn't usually, is not usually more than 2 years. And once it's on the news, it's obviously the confirmation. It's kind of the last big major crash following for a few weeks, and then it starts to recover nice and slowly. So the moment it is triggered on the news, the moment we have a major big bank collapse, or something else, then obviously once it's on the news, it's already when it bottoms out, basically. So it could last a few weeks, of course, after that, but a lot of people are waiting for that kind of event to happen, for it to be in the news. So let's go right away here, and we've talked about this. We're not going to go and repeat ourselves, many times. We talk about this, maybe some people didn't watch the latest videos and live streams about, the current cycle, the 4-year cycle. So far we have, been following the 4-year cycle here for Bitcoin. Now, this is the pivot point where it's not going to be the same. It either super cycles and we go to much higher levels in the next 1 to 2 years, more than expected, or we actually break the 4-year cycle and we break the bottom that was created in November of 2022, or it's going to repeat itself and continue the cycles just like we've been doing here the last few years, basically the last few cycles. So yeah, I want to know your opinion, guys. I think it is important for the community. We're just going to keep this nice and chilled. Of course, we'll be taking a look at the trading scenarios. Of course, we're going to talk about, the opportunities that we've had in, the Bitcoin price in the short term. There has been a bit of scalping going on in the Legends community, of course, long in the 25,800, 900 range, getting those small little scalps to the upside. And also there has been some nice little scalp short positions that will be explained in the live stream just to show you that education, just so you can be prepared, and just a bit of trading knowledge on how you can trade this market with very good risk management. I've had an excellent week. My week has been totally in green. I haven't had one single red day in this week, so it's been pretty good. And obviously I'm not shy to show my weekly ROI, basically. Let's a lot of days at break even, as well. I'm not going to lie. Start a poll. I'm going to start a poll right away and ask the community. Is Bitcoin going to be, Bitcoin? What is coming in the next coming years? So what is next? What is coming in the next 1 to 3 years, right? 1 to 2 years, I'm going to say, for Bitcoin. And I'm going to go with one answer, guys. I want to know your opinion, because I think it's important to know the opinion from the community, right? The general public. It's very important. So Bitcoin will drop below 15.5K, right? Or bottom is in. Bitcoin to break all-time high. So let me know, guys, in the 8K we have here. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We might see a much wider corrective move, because there is definitely the case, guys, that we've already created, a massive impulsive move in 5 waves. There is the case of this time it is going to be a little bit different. However, obviously there is the case of a super cycle. There is a case of a super cycle. Nobody would expect a Bitcoin super cycle. Nobody will. There is some people obviously that think, Bitcoin super cycle has to happen. And it does make sense. It does make sense with the adoption, okay? And the current worldwide situation, the inflation, economy, the Bitcoin supply, the adoption is growing consistently. We like it or not, okay? More people, more institutions will be hopping into Bitcoin. So there is the case of a super cycle if the economy is going to absolutely collapse. Of course, we would expect a major correction. Bitcoin usually follows the stock market, okay? So that collapse will be obviously pegged with Bitcoin. However, the recovery can be immense, all right? Because a lot of people will see that as an opportunity, especially institutions. If Bitcoin were to go beneath $15,000, going to the 10K, 9K zone, this has to be one of the best opportunities, lifetime opportunities, all right, that will happen for Bitcoin. It's pretty obvious that the crashes bring opportunities. C19 crash, major opportunity. These major collapses bring opportunity for Bitcoin, as they usually follow with a rally. So if we were to see that major collapse, guys, which I think is unlikely to happen, we would need to see a very, very devastating depression, to have that major collapse beneath $15,000, going to 10K, maybe 8K, maybe even lower. It's, let's just leave it as a possibility. I am going to have a stack of cash on the sidelines just in case we do have one of these events. Because what happened on the previous cycle, because I've been an investor in crypto since 2018 in the bear market, so I dollar cost average all of this range here and made massive gains in this cycle, basically. So what happened in the last cycle, I was just an average guy learning trading back in 2017 in the stock market, and got into crypto in 2018. And, I didn't have much spare cash, whatever I had, making in trading, my successful trading started from 2019. So whatever I had, I was accumulating Bitcoin, Ethereum, some altcoins, but it wasn't that much. Okay. And what happened here in the C19 crash is I did not have a significant spare amount of cash that I could deploy here into Bitcoin. I very much understand that this was the best opportunity to buy. However, I did not have that spare cash. Now I do have that spare cash, obviously, and I will be waiting for that possible event, whether it happens or not. I'm happy to dollar cost average in as well with the next coming weeks and months. I'm happy to buy some more Chainlink, buy some more Ethereum, buy some more Bitcoin, stacking some more stable coins, and obviously having dollars on the sidelines, not in crypto. And just be ready for these kind of events, because we could be seeing a lifetime opportunity. Crashes always bring the biggest opportunities possible, all right? Not only in crypto, in stocks, obviously. So creating this poll right away. Let's keep this education. Let's keep this as an investment kind of view, all right? Because I'm a trader, but I'm also an investor. So largely crypto investor. So anyway, let's go through the comment section, say hello. We're going to keep this a little bit calm, guys. I want to know your opinion. I want to know, I've created the poll right away. For the moment, Bitcoin will drop below 15K is winning at the moment. So let's see, the opinions of the general public. Bitcoin will create another lower low. This cycle is different. This is going to create, this is a one wave corrective move. We got the B wave right now at its possible endings. Of course, if it were to recover going to 35K or 40K, I would still expect that to be a top. The next rally, if it were to happen in the coming weeks, I don't think it's going to obviously go to all-time high. It would have to be a white swan event, all right, for that to happen. I think that will not be the case. So what we can understand is, let's go with a macro bearish case scenario. The worst case scenario for Bitcoin being in this ABC structure right there that could take the price, well beneath $15,000, just slightly before the halving or during the halving, depending on if we're going to see a massive worldwide depression finally at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. We need to understand that there is a possibility. This is why, as an investor, you always don't want to go all in. You always want to have a nice stack of cash also, whether that is 30% of your portfolio or even 50% of your portfolio. Have cash ready for the big major opportunities that we do not know when they're going to happen exactly, because a black swan event is very unpredictable. We've been seeing people, very famous investors, very famous analysts talking for years, not only months, years, okay, since 2017, that there is a massive recession on the, coming, right? But years have been gone past. Crypto has rallied 2 times. Stock market has also been making all-time highs the last few years. So if you kind of waiting for that event, obviously it might not happen. Maybe it's going to be prolonged to 2026 or 2028. So the strategy of dollar cost averaging is always the best strategy you can make. Obviously not going with, huge amounts, just slowly, consistently as we drop, start buying a few things. In the case of crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, these large cap L1 solutions and good projects such as Chainlink, I think are the ones that you could obviously stack up during this, during this sideways action a little bit to the downside. BTC 2 weeks, says Jojo. Daniel, hello. Singularity, hey, what's up? Servicio Continuo. Froth, you, thanks again, Andy. Amazing analysis. Working hard, Andy. Felipe, how are you doing? Thanks for joining, my man. Willow, hey, a dog, such a legend. Thanks for sticking at it even on Saturday. Absolutely, yeah. This is going to be a bit of a chilled one. I think we're not going to see much volatility. I can explain what has happened during the last few days where we've seen some opportunities with scalping. When blast off master, it's Imenk. Yeah, when blast off. We're talking about higher time frames, all right? So far, like I said, we have been mirroring, as you know, we have been mirroring the cycles, the top, the bottoms, the tops here in the summer. Now, we could be expecting that corrective move for the coming months. It is definitely, a possibility. I think it seems like it's highly probable that we're going to see sideways actions and corrective moves the next coming months. It's just very, very likely. Could it bottom out some around October, November? Maybe yes. Usually in crypto and stocks, August, September are kind of the worst months. So September, we would expect September to also be a bad month, right, on average, because it has been like that during the last few years as well. September's not the greatest. It's still kind of the moment after the summer where people are a little bit cautious. I think in October, November are usually pretty good months. So, hey there. Our news of a new coin that is coming up in the Russia and the BRICS event to drop the dollar, would it be effective? Yeah, this whole thing about BRICS, okay? We know that, it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. BRICS creating their own currency, right? To actually depeg the dollar from the oil, basically, the petrodollar. They want to kind of be against the dollar, and they want to create their own global currency, right? So the dollar, it gets weaker and weaker. It's definitely something going on, okay? It's no doubt it's going on here. Will this be bad or good for Bitcoin? Well, as Bitcoin is highly pegged to the dollar, basically, obviously, like everything else, such as gold, such as oil, such as many different assets, then obviously I would expect if dollar went down, as Bitcoin is pegged to the dollar, Bitcoin could get a recovery, massive recovery for sure. You are a legend, Andy. Chakra, thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Love the show, Andy. Damon, hello. Hello, legends. How are you doing? Teacher, Aditya, how are you? Thanks for joining. Not accepting recession gathering points for leaders. Daniel, can you look at QNT, please? All right, QNT. We can get QNT ready here. Absolutely. Andy, what are your think of this low volume in BTC the past couple of months? Why none is interested in trading this Ponzi? I mean, Bitcoin is a Ponzi. You've got to understand it. Everything that is, possibly limited supply, or we get a lot of people that are promoting Bitcoin, such as myself. I'm a Bitcoin investor. I want the price to go up in the future, such as you, watching this. But the good thing about Bitcoin, it's an insanely limited supply. It's been over 10 years, in existence, over 15 years from now, since its creation in 2008. So the thing is, it's a limited supply. This could be a Ponzi, but it could be a 500,000 Ponzi, right, in the next, few years, right? So will you buy at these levels or not? Hope for the best, prepared for the worst. Yes, Andy, read The Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking will change your life. 200 years of research and talk about 18.6 cycle. We were due for a mild recession in 2022, up from here until 2026. Yes, there are also, the 100-year cycle as well, because the big depression that happened in the US, basically, if you do take a look at the S&P 500 and we do take a look at its history, looking at the monthly chart, if we go to the 1929 crack, right, which is basically right over here, this took many years, about 10 years for its recovery, right? Even over 10 years. But you could arguably discuss, there is the 100-year cycle as well, where you do enter a massive, not recession, depression, where it breaks down miserably. And of course, this would be that kind of event that would bring Bitcoin down to not only 10K, 9K, maybe 8K, right? In a short period of time, just bringing the greatest opportunity ever. So yeah, we have never, right, since 1929, which was the absolute biggest, recession called the Depression back in 1929. We haven't seen such a severe crash like this. We've had recessions during the way up, such as the 2001 dot-com bubble, the 2008 major crash. We also had one right over here in the 70s in the US. I think it was, an energy crisis because of oil production. We've had seen major, recessions, but never such a depression such as the 1929 crash. So could we see that a 100-year cycle where, we are very much aware of that possibility? However, if you are going to be thinking about that, it's going to come, still many years can happen, and you're going to be old, and you might thinking, I've been waiting for the big depression and it's never happened. So this is why, as an investor, you need to have that spare amount of cash on the sidelines. I know it's very difficult. I had very little cash on the sidelines on the 2020, C19 crash. But overall, what I went very heavy and made life-changing gains, of course, with that movement. What about the 2023 United States banking crisis in March? Yeah, well, they are small little banks. These banks have been bought up by bigger banks, okay? So, we want to see a big bank. We want to see one of the top 10 banks, one or two of them actually getting into that crash, and obviously no other bank, or maybe Federal Reserve would have to do an insane amount of printing, can bail these big banks, all right? The banks crisis that we've had in the US, they're small banks, right? They've ranked, 60 something or 80 something. They are small banks that just have a few $1 billion. They're not in the multi-billion, $trillion top 10, right? So no big major banks have been crashing yet, basically, have gone bankrupt, basically. So it's still not big news. These little banks, are not big news. It would have to be in the top 10, top 5 banks, actually getting bankrupt to get into that big recession. In recession from 2020, so next year, 2025 should be better, just around halving. You could arguably discuss we're in a recession already. We're not seeing it, obviously, reflected on the stock market. We're not seeing it reflected on the stock market. There hasn't been a huge, big, major crash. This is C19 crash. We haven't seen such the corrective move of 2022 has been a bear market, basically. But we haven't seen a proper major drop, right? Proper major drop meaning 30, 40% drop. We haven't seen that in the stock market. And stock market obviously is the big companies, S&P 500, the strongest 500 companies in the US. Some have been cracking down, but no big major collapse. 8K says SEB crypto. Let's take a look at the poll here right away. And what is coming in the next 1 to 2 years for Bitcoin? Bitcoin will drop below 15.5K, and bottom is in Bitcoin to break all-time high. It's a 50-50, guys. It's a very, very equal. We got a lot of people here, 50% saying bottom is in, 50% saying that, Bitcoin will drop in the next 1 to 2 years beneath $15,000. It feels like the time is different. Extremely low volume. Altcoins not showing any signs of recovery. Adoption, rejection due to regulation issues. Yes, also very true. Bitcoin dumped to zero. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that also in the previous cycle. It never happened. We had a major increase of over 1,000% on Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin to zero is not an option currently at the moment. So we're going to get that out of the way. Korea Mini says there isn't much demand for Bitcoin because of all these news floating around the markets. Yeah, BTC will dump to minus 1,000. Okay, 1K bounce. No, nobody. All YouTube is talking about 100K, bro. Right. 100K. I know a lot of people are very bullish. In the short term, we are looking for the bearish reaction here on Bitcoin. Okay. Now let's go through right away. 8K to 12K says Philip. 100K not happening. Yeah, 100K is unlikely to happen, guys. At least in the immediate short term, 1 to 2, 3 years. I think 100K is definitely not going to happen. It will happen in the future. It will happen in the future. We have a decrease, okay, of returns, right? Shrinking returns, obviously, on each cycle. Now, there is the case, though, guys, of a super cycle. And I don't want to be that huge, massive bull guy, such as Plan B and Michael Saylor. But there is a point on this, right? There's only, about 1% of people using Bitcoin at the moment. There's only 50 million registered wallets, okay? And I have a few Bitcoin wallets, so that doesn't mean that it's exactly 50 million people worldwide. So there's a small amount of wallets still for the amount of increase of the price that has been. There's not enough people inside of Bitcoin, to actually think that the major crash is coming. A huge major crash is coming. This is a very, very small market still compared to stock market, right? Stock market S&P 500 is over 100 times larger than the Bitcoin market cap, going into the trillions of dollars. So it's a baby market still. And we need to realize that adoption is slowly, but it's picking up very strongly. Just like we said, there's a McDonald's, okay, in Switzerland, and this is just one case. Of course, there's more McDonald's around the world, and other cities that are really pro crypto. Dubai is really pro crypto. You can actually go and buy, a car with Ethereum, such as Carl from the Moon. And you can see this, El Salvador, you can see Argentina. The president is a very pro Bitcoin guy. These small changes are going to be happening during the next coming years, potentially bringing that super cycle very much a possibility. I know a lot of people are in denial. They think it's a Ponzi, but if you follow the adoption curve with the price action, it's very much growing very, very similar. The adoption curve with the wallets are just increasing and increasing. And of course, yes, this is like a rainbow and it's going to come down. This hasn't got a future. Always an adoption curve has a major start of a rally, okay, of adoption, and then goes flat for a period of time. We could be in that period of time where it goes pretty flat. On every single adoption of new technologies. It happens on every single one. You can take a look at the S-curve. It's called the S-curve. You can look at it online. It has a major increase of the early adopters, right? The people that make huge gains of it. And it runs flat for a certain period of time. Now, on that period of time is when things start popping up, right? The adoption starts popping up. And this is why this could be the case where, that super cycle enters at some point, in the next decade, right? So there's no real timing. But if you understand the adoption, it's pretty impressive how and I know a lot of people are going to be in denial. It's obvious, right? People are in denial. If everybody jumped in right now, well, then obviously we would have that major cycle. But you have to have a lot of people that are in denial and don't believe in the technology. So Right. Been shorting since 31K. Yeah, I did get into the short at 31K as well, 31,700, but I took profits already. You know, I'm more of a day trader, not a swing trader. So those profits already were taken. So more in a range trading scenario at the moment. And I can explain what could happen right now. What are the probabilities? What are we looking at? There is an insane amount of liquidity down here at this zone, right? People are actually bullish at this range. You don't want to see that. You want to see people getting wrecked, right? You're not using too much leverage. So what I'm looking here on the higher time frames, right? And just to be extremely simple here for the community, we're not getting any fancy indicators out here. Just to be simple, understanding the structure, what could happen. And no doubt in my mind that this low is going to be claimed. The low from the drop that we had last week, you know, it's likely to be claimed. Whether that does have a larger bounce now in the next coming days, you know, couple of weeks, whether we do get that larger bounce, obviously that is very likely to be a lower high creation, right? So we want to be ready if we were to get that relief rally. That relief rally is likely to have low volume. It will likely peak out at some point in between 27K and 28K, in my personal opinion. And we can go through Fibonacci, we can go through timing, we can go through levels to understand that we need to be ready for a potential short if that were to be the case. Now, on the other scenario, this dead cat bounce has finished. We're not going to get a major rally here. And we're expecting, you know, the price to drop to claim that low over here at, you know, in the case of Bybit, it's $24,300 approximately. This zone is very interesting. This is the moment that the bulls need to take action. If there is not going to be a huge amount of buying pressure, buying orders, you know, at this level, and there is, you know, to get that major big bounce, at least in the short term, and then maybe to get that corrective move, this is a very much an interesting zone to see how the price is reacting at that level. A lot of you might think, hey, forget about it. You know, there is no bounce that is going to happen here. There is no bounce. We're going to go drop straight down here. As a trader, I'm very much expecting a reaction at that zone. I'm expecting this zone over here, either one, to get a huge major breakout. Obviously, if this were to happen and we don't get any type of reaction or any sign of strength, okay, there is no long to be taken at this level. There will be no long to be taken at this level. But it will be a great opportunity to see that reaction, that failed breakout, because it can be a liquidity grab. And then obviously we could get that huge, massive recovery in the short term, right? Probably entering into October, maybe end of September. We don't really know the exact timing, but it does make sense that that could happen. Now, this happens consistently all the time with Bitcoin. On lower time frames, on higher time frames, we right here very much recognized this as a long position on Bitcoin. You get that low taken, and then it doesn't continue to the downside. Same here to the upside. We have the highs right there, and right over here, the highs being claimed on this point, and obviously creating that failed breakout. So we need to understand that this could very much still happen at the lows. It could be a possibility. So you need to be ready. You need to manage your risk very well to see if, hey, this might be, you know, a failed move down, and the big bounce could happen after that situation. So we're going to go and take a look at the lower time frames. Obviously, I will be ready for that trading setup. These are higher time frame setups. Of course, we are doing a lot of scalping. We are paying close attention to this range. I've had an excellent week here trading this range. I am very much a range trader. So I like these ranges more than big volatility, because big volatility, you want to stay away because you don't know where exactly you're going to bounce, where you're going to stop, you know, either to the upside or to the downside. Like I explained, these for me are very much non-events when you have massive bullish momentum or massive bearish momentum. The gains that I make with my trading are inside of these areas, the areas where we have clear resistance, support levels, bouncing areas, liquidity grabs. That is the best levels for me for those day trades, potential swing trades, small swing trades that could last 2 or 3 days. So I will be ready for this situation. Now, we're going to get some levels. We're going to get some indicators here on this live stream. I know you are waiting for that. I know you want to know the analysis, the possible setups. Of course, that I'm also looking at that with the Legends community. And I'll be very much ready for some, small swing trades, right, that could last a week or 2 weeks with this kind of price action. There's no doubt that these lows over here with this move are going to be claimed at some point, whether it's now in the next coming days or it's going to be in the next couple of weeks, whether we do get a relief rally and then come down. It's an event that is going to happen, right? Looking at the probabilities, every time we have a huge, massive volume crash like this, lows 90% of the times are claimed. So looking at the probabilities, we know that these lows will be claimed at some point, whether it's with a bounce first and then down, or whether it starts rolling down now in the next coming days. It just has to happen. So what we need to be is prepared to see how these lows are going to be claimed. Obviously, I will be prepared with my number one crypto exchange, which is Bybit. Here is where I do, most of my trading. You have a great bonus down below. If you haven't signed up for Bybit, guys, it's the best exchange that I do have, to talk about. It's where I've been trading for the last over 4 years now. And you get an insane bonus down below. If you haven't signed up for Bybit, you have $30,000 worth of bonus with the link in the description. It's another way to support the channel, of course. It's an affiliate link. You got Bitflex as well. No KYC is required. It's got a great bonus also here in the description. There's a video tutorial to learn how to use Bitflex also down below, okay? Now, going through the levels here, let's do a full fresh analysis here on YouTube to analyze this situation. We're going to talk about, some trades also that have been taken here inside of this range. Also yesterday, talking about, a long setup, taking profits. They're only like $200 moves. Overall, with $200, if you know how to risk you have good risk management, you know how to get in, how to get out, how to be protective, then you obviously going to profit from this market. I lost 15K on algo so far. Imagine that BTC dumps to 12K game pro. It will be zero. We need to be prepared for the worst, of course. I've got some altcoins that I've been buying in, the last few months that are actually going down and down. I'm also in a loss on some altcoins. Obviously, it's not too bad. I know that they are there for the future, but it is what it is. In 2018, I very much experienced this as well. Buying, dipping, buying, dipping, buying, dipping. It's like, I'm buying something that is dipping consistently and I'm down big time, 50%, 60%. But it's part of the game of dollar cost average, Michael Saylor has ran out of money. BTC is done. Yeah. I think he's asking for kind of loans, right? Right. Andy, can you pay for the Legends community with crypto? Alif, yes, absolutely you can. Yeah, you just need to open a ticket at Get Help once you sign up to the Discord, and they will sort you out. The team will sort you out. Right. Interested to hear if you feel we will still hit the target. We will still hit the target for that flag, or if we've already played out the pattern. What flag? I'm not sure what flag you're talking about. Not sure what flag you are talking about. Hit the target of the flag. Not sure if you're talking lower time frames about this possible bear flag. Yeah. Wonder if I should pull the plug, take my loss, and do some scalping back up. This is what we do in the Legends community. Hey, I've been making some really nice gains. I've made 9% of my capital inside of this range of my trading capital. So it's been a really good week. It's been one of my best weeks so far because I've been scalping these ranges. And of course, if you want to know the scalping ranges, of course, on YouTube, it just takes a lot of time. This is why we do have the Legends community. And I provide that information there. It's based mainly on Bitcoin. Sometimes we take a look at Ethereum, we take DXY into consideration. But on the, on the Legends community, here's where you want to, look for the scalping opportunities. We talk about levels, how we can manage risk. It's all education. So you can, it's not a signals channel. It's education. I provide what I'm looking for, my setups. I also, talk about the setups, obviously. And I talk about possible, take profit zones. As, I was saying yesterday, hey, we entered into a long trade at the 25,800 range. And I'll explain that in just 1 second. And, talking about, hey, we got the point of control of the range and VWAP here is a good take profit one. I do give a little bit of guidance here in the Legends community on the possible setups. There might be 3 trading setups in one day. There might be no setups in one day. But we talk about high probability setups and how to manage our risk very well. This is the only way you can be successful in trading, getting into the high probability trades. There is a lot of people that want to make 10 trades a day. This is not possible. This is a job. You need to concentrate very much on the exact levels on where to enter. So just going here with this range, this was a pretty nice long position that we talked about, right? It was basically a big liquidity grab, failed breakout from this range, and it was a long entry. This long entry, of course, did give us some significant profits. Now, some people entered a short right there. It was not pretty clear because we had the dead cat bounce pivot high, which was, a nice level here to claim to get into that possible short position. That short, that level was never hit, but and then we got the corrective move. So I missed out on this short position because I was looking for slightly higher. I was more interested in higher levels for the short. Now, inside of this range, we do take a look at the value area just to understand what is happening right now, just to understand as well where was a good long position also yesterday. We talked about long position yesterday, which was a nice little scalp event. It was nice scalp. It was basically this one right over here from this pivot low created on the 24th of August. This is where I was talking about a nice scalp day trade scenario where it actually got the bounce to that point of control of the range. So it was a nice long scalp right there. It was the value area low. We were hitting 618 Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high. It was the previous day low right over here. You grab that liquidity, you're hitting some major support. You get that instant, really nice, $300 pump, right? With a $300 move. When you're scalping and you're very defensive and you're using very good risk management, we can have some great trades during the week. This is how you can hedge against your portfolio, getting into these kind of scalp scenarios. This could be a 2-3 to 1 risk to reward, but you have high probability. You're taking support, you're taking profits at a resistance zone, which would be this point of control and the VWAP. So, we're talking about all of this in the Legends community, being very ready with the possible scalp day trade scenarios. Of course, swing trading is boring. Swing trading, can give you really significant gains, but I'm in the game here to make, weekly profits, not have a major trade that is lasting for a month or 2 months because you're like, in that trade, I should have put more capital, less capital. We're looking for these nice little small ranges. Very selective with our trades, guys. If I don't see it clear, I will not enter a trade. And if I cannot have the risk management that I want, I will not enter into the trade. You need to have these rules always with your trading. I have many DMs saying, I've lost, my entire capital. I've lost 50%. I've lost, in a trade. And I'm saying you cannot do that. I'm a mentor as well. I'm an educator. This is a marathon. You make consistent gains during the time and you build up during the months and years. This is the only way you can make it. You're not going to get into a massive epic, double your account. You can do it, but you're going to get into a bad habit. One of the latest DMs that I got on my Discord was, hey, I've 4x'd my capital, but then I lost it in one trade. The reason why, you're using too much leverage, too much capital. And yes, you can double your account in some movements. And that is only going to bring you a rush, right? It's going to bring you a rush like, wow, I'm making gains here. I'm doubling my account. But there will be a moment that you're going to absolutely get burnt. You're going to get liquidated. You're going to get wrecked. It happens. The only way to be successful in trading is to make those consistent gains, with time. And obviously, like I said, if you want that education, if you want those setups, if you want that analysis so you can be a successful trader, consistent trader, the Legends trading community, I think, is a great option. Okay. You have it down in the description so you can sign up. And if you want to follow through the way that you can be consistent in time trading, not with huge, massive gains, doubling your account in a matter of 1 week, making 10%, 20%, 30%, and then sooner you know it, you've doubled your account in time, in a couple of months, and you're like, wow, this actually works when you do it very carefully. Legends trading community down below, guys, if you want to join for those scalp day trading setups. Now, during the weekend, we got a bit of boring price action, of course, as usual. Weekends are usually quite boring. How to scalp on a 200x leverage. Using leverage is okay. You can use 50x, 70x when you're scalping, as long as your invalidation point, your stop loss, is not more than 3%. You cannot lose 10% in one trade of your capital. It's just too much. Andy, thoughts on Chainlink? Chainlink is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of my best portfolios. What thoughts about it? I think it's just a great technology, and it will be very much needed in the near future. In the decentralized world, of course. I think it's good. I'm accumulating Chainlink. I'm a Chainlink Pro fan. The last massive dump wrecked all longs. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a wrecking event. I think it was about $500 million in liquidations just on Bitcoin. On the rest of crypto, it was another 500. So it was $1 billion, 1,000 in just 24 hours, guys. 1,000 million in liquidation. A lot of money. A lot of people got extremely burnt with that move. And we avoid this. We avoid this. We avoid this kind of events because we're not getting into those. I'm adding to the position. I'm in a swing long position for the future of Bitcoin. It's just not. It does not happen. I do not trade like this. It's a very bad, irresponsible way of trading. That this needs to be clear. Because what if Bitcoin were to drop beneath 20k? What if we are going lower? Whoever's underwater with those swing long positions, is 2 billion in the end. Chainlink is up 30%. Get lost. It's not. Can you say it's a diamond pattern? No, I don't see any. Well, okay. This lower time frame. Okay. You could arguably discuss it's a diamond pattern. Not a huge fan of diamond patterns, but it can help you to understand a possible reversal scenario. Is this a diamond pattern? You could arguably discuss it is. You could arguably discuss it could be a diamond pattern. Everything points out, in a diamond pattern, what you want to see is in the center of the pattern, you want to see the high volume, which overall it is. It does look like it could be. And obviously, you are at support. Something interesting about the dead cat bounces, no doubt that this is an impulsive move down. We need to understand that this right over here is an impulsive move with high volume to the downside. And this right over here is a corrective move, meaning that the probabilities to come back down to the low are very, very high. Now, what you want to understand is we can go a bit higher before going down, okay? This move here, if it were to happen, is not going to be an insane bullish move that is going to make a new yearly high. It's going to top out at some point, and then it's going to reverse very aggressively. So we want to take advantage here of this move, either to the upside and then to the downside as traders, very much recognizing that possible scenario. And this 25,800 range is a huge support level. It's been acting as support. We did actually get into a day trade right there. This nice little bounce coming to the point of control. It's a $300 move. We can make gains recognizing this support level. So this is big support. Obviously, if we do get a solid breakdown here, and this is something that I would be paying attention as well for you guys in the community. Head and shoulder on BTC on the 1 hourly. We can take a look at that right away. Mark Dirch, when Andy is live, my sleep is destroyed. Right, so yeah, basically, this is an acceptable long area, guys. Of course it is, and it's an acceptable long. We're getting resistance at the point of control of the range where we have the highest volume node. So it's getting a bit of a rollover here. We might have a corrective move in the coming hours, but we need to understand that this right over here was an acceptable good long. And the main reason why, we love Fibonacci. What is the most respected Fibonacci number? The 618. When you get the pivot low inside of this range to that pivot high, guess what? Guess where we got the bounce? Oh, it's the 618. Whoever says Fibonacci is an absolute garbage and it doesn't work, well, hey, guess what? We did long this level here, made some profits, you know, being defensive. You know, profits are profits. 618, very much a respected level in Fibonacci. Not only that, if you add it with confluence with the value area low of the range, you know, you're adding to that support level. You got the previous day low that has failed to move lower. It's an acceptable long. So you need to take those decisions, manage your risk very well. As you get the pump, hey, lock those profits, rinse and repeat. So, any discount on the Discord? Yeah, the discount is in the description, Singularity. There is a discount right there. You make sure to open a ticket at Get Help, and the team will sort you out, okay, with any of the discounts available. Honestly, been making right calls, but my friend is more experienced, but has been calling all the wrong plays, and so think I, in my opinion, just go with my gut from now on, says Bruce Lean. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you need to come up with your own strategies, your own risk management. And, you know, I like to talk about that in the Legends community. I show you, I might place in 1 week 7 trades, and also I might place 2 trades. I might place 2 trades in 1 week. And you might think, I want to be more active than this guy, you know, but for me, it is enough. For the amount of capital that I move and the amount of trades that I get into, for me, it's enough. I'm very selective with my trades, and yeah, whoever over trades, you know, has the risk of getting into more losing positions, right? Especially if you don't manage your risk very well. When you implement this, it's a simple game. It's a simple game. When you implement this in your head, you need to implement it in your brain. Get into high probability trades and get those plans ready and manage your risk very well. A lot of people overtrade. That is what usually happens, especially the first few years. You want to overtrade. You want to get into the trades quickly. You want to make a few trades a day, you know. What's up this fine weekend, Andy? Movements are boring. We got low volume. Claim liquidity at 27K and then gonna test the lows again to get the liquidity over there. Yeah, there is a significant amount of liquidity still left here at $24,000-$25,000 range. There is a significant amount of liquidity here. People thinking that this has been a failed breakout and we're just gonna get a huge massive rally again to make a new yearly high. I think what is going to happen is, let's just leave the possibility, guys. You need to understand that as you create this low, if you were to create here another low here, and obviously if you were to create another higher low here, and you start breaking through these highs, you need to understand that the liquidity sitting down here is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. And the market will come down at some point, whether the market is extremely bullish, going to 27K or 28K, get people very bullish. This is it. We're back. Bitcoin's back. We're going back to $31,000 and above. Then obviously that is the event where you would expect another market crash. And you want to be in that scenario. Of course, we are going to be very selective. We're going to know exactly how to get into that short position. And obviously you can ask the Legends community. we are very good in selecting bottoms and tops, as we did long this area over here. And we did short ride over here. I did anyway. And it was very much mentioned in the legends. So we'll be very selective. I will know where to get into that trade, whether it's the top or whether it's the bottom here. I will be in that trade. I will be in this long trade. I will know exactly where to get in and how to manage my risk, as I did right over here, as I did right over here. However, did I hold this long position all the way up here? No, I didn't. It was a day trade. I took profits here. Did I hold this short position all the way down here? No, I did not. I took all of the profits right over here at this consolidation range. So it all depends if you want to leave some open, take it as a swing trade, right? Overall, we need to understand that the market structure right now looks a little bit bearish. We've had this leg down. We would expect another leg to the downside if we were to recover. So it all depends on you if you want to take this trade as a swing trade and hold it for several weeks till it actually moves down, because you might get a bit of volatility here and you just need to hold into that position. I'm a day trader, small swing trader. I might have a position open for a few days, but not much more than a 1 week on average. Andy, what altcoins do you feel confident on fundamentally? Well, Chainlink, obviously. Ethereum is an altcoin. Ethereum is the pipeline for all of the different crypto projects that there is out there, such as DeFi, gaming, metaverse, whatever you call it. Ethereum, obviously, fundamentally, it's obviously going to go to all-time high at some point in the near future. Whether that is 1, 3, 4 years, I don't know. But yeah, you're looking for the big, massive gains. L1 projects, Algorand is pretty solid. I know Algorand has taken a major hit. Obviously, Algorand, I think, is a great project. L1, Solana is fixing, their problems that they've had with the network. I think Solana also could thrive. But risky ones, I think Saito is a revolutionary altcoin project that is going to be an L1. It's currently on the Ethereum blockchain. The token's on the Ethereum blockchain. But Saito, I think, is one of those very disturbing projects that their technology is the mainnet is still not live, but it will be live. It will be an L1, and it's a different type of blockchain. It works on the browser. And I think this one could be revolutionary. It's a tiny micro cap coin. I think it's about 20 million in market capitalization. These are the risky ones, but they are a working project. And the mainnet will be live also soon. It's a 19 million market capitalization. So if you're looking for those high risk, of course, there could be more downside on this. There could be more downside, especially if Bitcoin does, enter that, go to much lower levels. But you want those risky altcoins. I got a few risky altcoins that could make those 50, 100x, in the next cycle. You need to have a few of them, and Saito is one of them. I think Saito is a great project. The technology that they want to use for their L1 project basically is very, very impressive, and I think it has a very high chance. Of course, it's going to go lower. What's happening with this one? It's going down. It's part of the game, guys. If Bitcoin goes down, we know that a lot of them go down. Metas as well. Metas is an L2. We all talk about optimism. We all talk about Arbitrum. We all talk about Matic. But Metis is also one of them. It's an L2. If you want a low cap L2 blockchain project, Metis is also one of them. There is a lot of room for L2s on the Ethereum network. It's not only going to be 2 or 3, it's going to be dozens of them. And Metis is one of them that is a low cap crypto L2 solution, working L2. Okay, they do have a lot of value locked already. It's a very much functional L2 solution for the Ethereum network. And obviously, if you're looking for those, if you're looking for Matic to make a 50x, it's just unlikely to happen. It's already a very large cap cryptocurrency L2 blockchain. You want to get into those possible 20, 30, 50x cryptos, and I think Metis is one of them. Because Matic, you can make a 3x on Matic, maybe 4x on Matic. 10x would be very ambitious, would be very, you know, a lot of hopium and thinking that a 10x is possible on Matic. It's definitely possible, but there's only one crypto in the top 10 with regulatory clarity. Everything else is 2 years behind. They will go after BTC eventually too. Yeah. Unibright also very, very interesting project. Yeah. So anyway, let's go right away. Continue here with this chilled live stream. Like I said, I am very much aware. You know, let's take a look at this range. There's no doubt that this could get into a bounce. Okay. This does look like very much a reversal scenario. Something that is disturbing, guys, when you do understand Elliott wave theory and how the market moves. We just need to know that there is a chance here for the price of Bitcoin to actually go to $27,000, to actually claim the dead cat bounce. There is a high chance of that happening, because when we have these bounces, when we have corrective moves, on average they move in 3 waves, right? They move in 3 waves, and the impulsive ones move in 5 waves. So corrective moves usually happen in 3 waves on average. So knowing about this dead cat bounce that happened with the major drop, the high of the dead cat bounce is $27,000. So I think you need to be pretty foolish to think that, no, $27,000 is not going to be hit. You know, we're rolling down from here. I very much accept that. You know, it's a possibility. As a trader, I look at both scenarios and I'm ready for whatever scenario happens. So I have plans to the downside. I have plans to the upside. We need to have trading plans. So it's definitely a possibility, as we've had one wave up, corrective wave here with the dead cat bounce. This could easily be the B wave. And right now we are entering the C wave that could give us a larger relief rally, likely getting above $27,000. So we need to know that that's a possibility. So if I want to get into a trade setup, a swing trade setup this would be, because this might take several days till it happens. It might be next week. It might be in 2 weeks. We need to understand that that's very much possible. So where would I long? Obviously, you know that the 25,800 range is the best option for a long. You know, very, very defensive, very tightish stop loss, have a good invalidation, have very good risk management. And obviously that is the strongest support level that we have currently. This is the level where we're getting bounced from. Value area low, the previous day low when we talked about yesterday's price action, which was here, the 618 Fibonacci, when we do take a look at the pivot low. So we need to understand these support levels are those levels of interest for that long scenario. And you could hold this long. Maybe this low is not going to be claimed and we might recover here and go to 27K. You might think, hey, I actually jumped into that long. It's a swing trade. I took it yesterday as a day trade here to take profits at the point of control. But overall, hey, who knows? It might get that recovery in the coming days. So you want to be in that trade and be defensive and have good risk management. Andy, next trading opportunities. Well, let's go something here that I'm talking here with the Legends trading community. Let's talk about that scenario. A clear sign of strength would be getting successfully above the point of control with some volume, okay? This point of control has been providing resistance since yesterday. It's been now over 24 hours where we have been seeing the resistance here at this range, okay? We saw a quick wick here midday yesterday. We got in the resistance here between yesterday night and today. So a clear sign of strength and a possibility of more uptrend momentum is getting above the point of control. Now, getting above the point of control obviously would be, you know, quite bullish, especially if we do have a sign of nice green volume. We want to see that nice green volume. Of course, during the weekend, what could be a possible opportunity is looking at the corrective move. And I would take this as a swing trade setup, guys. I would take it as a swing trade, meaning that I'm risking less. I'm looking at, if you're not already in a long position, we could get that retracement down here slightly and then get a higher low. So is there a good, you know, it's a bit of speculation, but it's definitely a possibility. The only best way here is to manage risk. So could we look into a possible setup here? And you might think that you are crazy. You are crazy. There's no way I'm going to get into this long position. But overall, you would be looking for that 27k to be claimed, possibly. Shorting right now, it is the resistance, but you could expect it to be claimed, right? If you think, okay, it's a resistance, I'm in a short. This has been, hitting support level. It is true. This could be kind of a reversal pattern, diamond pattern right there. So it's very much a possibility that you could get that sign of strength and have uptrend momentum in the coming days. We need to know it's a possibility. So the lower that you enter, the better. If it starts pumping, then obviously we'd have to take a look at other opportunities, such as scalping day trades. If you get above the point of control, no doubt it's a sign of strength. It's a proven resistance level. Proven resistance level. If you break through, you could get into a nice scalp day trade scenario that could turn into swing trade if you manage to break the value area high. Of course, value area high will be significant resistance. No doubt it will be significant resistance. You could have a failed attempt moving above this high that was created when we had the Jerome Powell speech. Could it fail or not? This is something that we just need to analyze to possibly get into a short scenario here. You know, a lot of people will maybe think this is resistance and you're going to enter into a direct short as you pump. This is not the way how I trade. I do not short into the pump. I do not long into the drop. We need to check those reactions, those rejections. So, basically that is an interesting zone right there. And, you know, if it follows through and it breaks successfully here above this value area high and this high over here, I would expect follow through here to the upside to claim not only this high, even this one. Of course, they could fail to break. If it fails to break, we will be ready to get into a short position. But now it's definitely dropping. Yeah, well, like I said, you know, it's definitely a possibility. You know, this trade, if you're not in a long trade already here from 25,800 range, the lows from there, you know, long in here is obviously the risk management is not that great, and we don't really know if it's going to manage to break above, right? So it's just not worth getting into a trade at this moment. It is resistance. Do you want to get into a short here? It's disturbing. This pattern is actually disturbing. It's definitely kind of a diamond formation, especially having that volume spike in the center. It's definitely a reversal possibility, no doubt. Remember, we have been dropping for the last few days since 26,800. It has dropped over $1,000. So we need to understand that, you know, it's at support. It has been at support, you know, in between yesterday and today. And the bounce is happening. Yeah. How do you confirm rejections? Well, when it rejects. You confirm rejections when it rejects. That is it. You know, when you take a look at this scenario right there, when is this rejection from this low confirmed? Well, when it's up. When it's attempted to move down and it rejects, that is the confirmation. So simple question. The answer is in the question. When do you see the rejection confirmation? When it actually rejects. When you see the move down and it comes back up the level of rejection. That is when it happens, right? Why will Bitcoin pump if the halving isn't until April? Logically, to first pump to 27,000 to get everyone bullish and then fall afterwards, says Werner. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think you know, if the price were to pump above $27,000, heading to $28,000 potentially, this will not be a bullish movement. This will not be a bullish movement. Of course, you know, we never know how powerful the pump can be. So, you know, like I said, you know, this event will not be I'm shorting it. It's going to reverse. I'm shorting. You're shorting the pump. You're right. No, we will be very selective with resistance zones, with rejection levels, you know, with very good risk management on how to detect that area, how to detect that double top. You know, if you get stopped out once at a small loss, it is fine. If it rejects again, you can get into a very good, nice risk management trade. You know, and this is the zone where we know how to spot them. We know how to jump into the trade at the highest point, because you can recognize the exhaustion. You can recognize the exhaustion at those levels, just as we recognized the exhaustion from this peak over here. This was very much recognized. This also was recognized down here. So we will be able to recognize you need to hit a high confluence resistance level, such as Fibonacci, naked pointer controls, you name it, right? A daily level, a weekly level, you name it. There has to be a confluent zone where the price reacts to that zone, so we can be ready to either short or long. Are you from the UK? No, but I have family there. My mother is from the United Kingdom. I am Spanish. I was born in Spain. Can you take a look at Atom on the 1 hourly time frame? Let's take a look at Atom right away. Why not? Chilled live stream, guys. A lot of people here in for the education on how we can trade, how we can plan our trades, how we can, just education basically, guys. But gotta be honest, there is a chance here for a bounce. And the simple question is, because we have been bouncing at support, the 25,800 range is support level. Is there going to be strength in this bounce or not? Well, it's the weekend. It's going to be boring, very likely. We're not going to see much volatility. No doubt that this low over here, there's a lot of liquidity sitting down here, guys. So we need to recognize that this level is likely going to be hit at some point, whether it's from this range over here or whether it gets the movement up and then down. So obviously the bearish context has more favor. There's more favor in being bearish, but we are traders. We can scalp, day trade the bounces of the lows as well. So the thing about liquidity maps, bubble maps, okay, there's liquidity here, but there's more liquidity down here. This doesn't mean because there's more liquidity here, it doesn't mean that we're going to go here, we're going to hit this level first, right? I can already tell you there is a high chance, even though there's more liquidity here, that we'll claim this liquidity first to get more people bullish, to get more liquidity here, to then actually eat it up, right? It's just how it works as well. Naked point of control is an untapped point of control. Yeah, there are different types of naked point of controls, but yeah, it's definitely from session volume profiles, right? It's from session volume profiles or from fixed volume ranges, right? So there is a naked point of control at this range that could provide resistance. It's this range over here. And if you do take a look at the volume profile, this little spike, right? Nothing to do with this one, but this little spike over here would be a naked point of control. It's when you get the fixed volume profile and you have this consolidation area, you're creating that high volume node, which is this one basically, right? So there is some resistance here. It's also in confluence with the value area high. It's a level to take into consideration. It might fail to move up. So if it does fail, we'll be very much paying attention to the rejection, paying attention to have very good risk management, right? We don't want to go crazy. This is the kind of level that you might short. You might be very poor. You're not placing a stop loss. You're having limit short orders here because you think that this is going to be claimed and then going to move down. And that is when you get the market getting into a massive liquidation event, pump, going to 27K and maybe higher. And that is when you're underwater. You never know how far this pump can go. It can go to 28K. That's when people get wrecked. We are very selective. We enter the trade and we have risk management and we have stop losses. Because this is when people leave trading. This is when they burn their account and they say trading is not for me, because they've had poor risk management. What is the meaning of the yellow and the blue bars? It just gives you the high volume levels. This is you can turn this all blue if you want. You know, this comes as default. It's basically there's no it's all volume. What's up, K-Talist? How are you doing? Please TA on Tomo and Cadena. Well, Cadena had a significant pump the last 24 hours. It's getting a corrective move at the moment. Cadena, KDA, US dollar. Oh, there's no volume yet. Hold on a second. Had a significant wick up. Big rejection here on Cadena. Not much to say. It's a volatile crypto. It's a mid-low cap cryptocurrency. You can expect these volatile pumps. Still in a downtrend. It basically created a massive, you know, failed breakout from this high. So it's an acceptable short. You can either, you know, I would say this one. As soon as you get that wick beneath this level, it's a shorting zone. As you get the rejection, it's definitely a shorting level. But significant volume. Could Cadena get a great bounce from this area? With these massive wicks and these low cap coins, you know, they're just not very, very respectful with TA. I got to be honest. This is why I don't trade much altcoins. It would have to be a very, very clear entry with good risk management. But you know, the 0.46 cent level on Cadena has been very much respected here. It has kind of created an ascending triangle, right, with higher lows. So we've got this blast off, and obviously right now massive rejection. I wouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, would be getting into shorts, no doubt. So you could have another bounce here to claim the high. You know, this is what you do see a lot of the times as well. So what you have is a major wick, you have a corrective move, and then you have another move up and then down, right? Because a lot of people are, you know, jumping into shorts because they recognize the rejection. So could Cadena get a significant bounce? It's just too volatile. These are very, very unpredictable movements. They're unpredictable movements. I wouldn't go too crazy. You could expect a possible bounce here. I mean, it's gone through the 61878 right now at the moment from the start of the bounce. It's just not a... These volatile moves are very, very unpredictable. You could find a bottom formation at this resistance. That would be the best, you know, case here that I would say. If you do get that kind of double bottom scenario, you would be looking for that long position at the lows as you flatten out. You know, getting into a trade right now is just... it's too dangerous. You know, it just could continue down. Very, very unpredictable moves. I try to stay away from a lot of the altcoins. Andy, si eres español, ¿cómo utilizas Bybit? Very, very good question, my man. This is confidential news that I cannot give. So let's go here through... I am a British citizen as well, right? I have Spanish passport and a British passport, right? So I am British. I'm also Spanish. I'm also Brazilian. Only joking. Yeah, Silk Road. No, only joking. Silk Road has been down now for many years. What will happen now? People go bankrupt one by one, leading to dumping. Please concentrate on BTC, most important indicator. Very true. Bitcoin. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear with the analysis. You know, Bitcoin is at support, has been at support. We got this bounce. This trade was mentioned in the Legends community yesterday. You know, just a bit of $200 pump here. We did retrace back down also to this level with bullish CVD divergence, meaning that the CVD was creating some bullish CVD divergence, basically, where we have those aggressive market orders here getting it into the trade. You're creating lower lows on the CVD, meaning that retail, a few million are jumping in, but they're getting absorbed, and you're basically back testing this level of the breakout. This is a very, very good trade setup. You back test a failed breakout, right? And you do get the rise. So he's also from Dubai. Yes. FTT. So I want to create a trading strategy in TradingView within the Pine script, in which using a horizontal line or horizontal ray automatic trading should be done, in which any Binance coin can be traded in. Okay, cool. Andy also have a Dutch passport. Brazilian amigo. Brasileiro. BTC goes down, Tomo pumps. Yeah, Tomo is a very interesting project. It's Tomo chain has been it's just about to break here, this important neckline. Tomo, Rune also, Thor chain is also an interesting project. It has been doing very well compared to the other altcoins and Bitcoin in general. But yeah, this is just on the verge of breaking down. Hey, this could either be a massive double top or a massive double bottom. No doubt that this zone is support. This area has been a respected level, as we did see here, a huge major bounce coming up here to the zone, claiming these highs. I mean, it's just all about liquidity grabs, basically, failing breakout, claiming the highs and claiming the lows. So if you just go with this simple strategy, we're just a few cents away from claiming this low. This could be also a failed breakout, and what you could do is form a great aggressive double bottom scenario. It's definitely a possibility. So of course you might think, no way, this is a double top, you know, this is doomed, right, to have massive bearish momentum. Yeah, it's also on the card. So we just need to be very selective on how, you know, it might be a quick little scalp only, just claim the lows and get the huge bounce. So we want to possibly be ready for that scenario, creating an alert here. You know, that would be a possible long that I would get into. Very quick, very defensive, make some profits, call it a day. Love your streams and contest. You are one of the best with J. Casper. You guys rock these markets. Far Cry, thank you very much for those kind words. Thank you for those kind words. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I do dedicate a lot of time, many hours every single day here, just for YouTube, for the Legends community, for my personal trading, of course, on Bitcoin. DXY, what's going on with DXY? DXY is going to be very important next week as well. It's important every single week for the DXY, but oh my goodness, it's at the pivot point where the bear market for the DXY that we've had for the next 8-10 months approximately is about to shift. It's about to confirm the shift of a bull market for the next coming months, right? A bull run, if you wish. So like I said, the moment the DXY successfully gets above the point of control of this entire yearly range and the last pivot of the structure of this bear run that we've had, which is this one right over here, this is the clear pivot for the confirmation that we are entering into a multi-monthly run here on the DXY. Multi-monthly run. Of course, this will mean that Bitcoin will likely drop in the next coming months. It's likely to continue dropping. So it's a major event right now where we're currently at with the DXY. If it gets choppy here, we could think that it might reverse. So far, it's been blasting through the last couple of days. And it's in an uptrend, so no doubt it can continue. It's at a crucial level to get that strength, but we need to understand that the reversal is still possible. It is possible. It doesn't mean it has to happen. We just need to understand it's possible. If it were to reverse, then obviously we would see Bitcoin, you know, getting a rally. I think it's improbable. It might reverse a bit, but then it might get strength and break out. Okay, so at this point, it just looks like there's high probability right now that the reversal is very much real for the next coming weeks and months for the DXY. It's just very real at the moment. So We could not get too bullish on Bitcoin when we do see this chart. I reckon with that, you are good, Andy, truly. Thank you. I am the one. Thank you very much. What do you think about XRP? Is it so popular, but it has no high prices? Yeah, there's a massive XRP army. You know, we need to recognize that XRP is a massive large cap crypto as well. It's at not that much anymore, 730 million. Well, it's gone down a lot. Oh, sorry, my bad. That was the 24-hour volume. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, 27 billion market capitalization. It's too big of a cryptocurrency to make even a 10x, a 5x, never mind a 10x. You know, it's just it would have to be revolutionary. It's been a poor performer. You know, it's been 10x up, 10x down. You know, 90% down, 10x up. It's just very, very poor performer. You know, don't expect massive gains to be made on XRP. I was also expecting not to have, you know, much gains in the last cycle, and it was very much true. It didn't even manage to do a 10x. I think just about a 10x approximately. Andy, I do think why, but I don't know why, but I do think that this is a bull trap on the DXY. Whew. Let's leave the possibility. I think right now it's a crucial level of breakout. I very much accept that this could be a breakout moment, but also accept that this could be this could be, you know, a rejection point, and we're going to come back down to the lows. It's definitely a possibility as well. We haven't gone above the crucial pivot point, which is this one. The moment it gets above this level, then I will obviously confirm that, guys, you know, DXY is likely going to continue in the next coming months. It's just very likely to happen. But till we not get above this level, I will stick to the possibility that we could reverse from this crucial pivot, last lower high of the bear market structure. Hello, Andy in chat. Fico, how are you doing? You are a good man because you read all messages. Thank you. You are good at your work. Yeah, I like to take a look at the comment section as well, of course, guys. Yes, absolutely. So not much more to be said, guys. DXY at a crucial point. We'll be doing the video updates again in the next coming days. Tomorrow as well. Obviously, Sunday we'll be doing an update or a live stream, chilled out live stream. Not much more to be said, guys. We need to recognize that there is major support here at 25,800 range, sorry. And the possibility here of the 618 to hold to create another high, it is there, guys. It is a possibility. It is a possibility. This is why we want to attempt a long position at the lowest level possible, have invalidation points. We could have another claim here, get a large wick out of nowhere, get people extremely bearish. If this were to recover, then I would say, hey, this is a failed breakout. Maybe we're going to go higher. We just need to be ready for those events, guys. And of course, the area where we are ready for these setups, of course, is the Legends trading community, guys. The Legends trading community is where we are ready for those setups. We are ready for those, you know, possibilities on the chart. Every single day we give the updates and I get people ready, such as myself, of course, because there is where I talk about my trading plan. Be ready for the next successful trading setup. Not much more to be said, guys. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for listening. If you're joining, of course, you do enjoy the educational content, the higher time frame projections, how we are scalping and day trading the zones. And yeah, you know where I do most of my trading. It's on Bybit. If you want to support the channel as well, and you want to get a great bonus, you do have the link down below in the description, guys. It is $30,000 worth of bonus. It depends on what you deposit. You need to deposit a significant amount to get this bonus, but it is there available if you sign up with a link, okay? And it's free money. I gotta let you know, I did claim this bonus back in the day, and it It is basically used for trading fees, for trading losses. So it does help out on your trading because you're not losing your money, you're losing the bonus, right? So you need to take advantage of that, especially if you are still in your learning curve here with trading. Smash the like button, guys. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the support. Destroy that like button. YouTube is a little bit slow right now these days. Smash it up, guys. It's only educational content, of course, here. No financial advice. We talk about, you know, the Legends community, how we are managing to profit from this market with these events. Of course, in these events, it is big red flag, guys. Stay cautious. If you are trying any long attempts on these volatile moves, you don't want to be on the other side of the market. You know, if anything, you're jumping into the short. Obviously, jumping in, chasing the trend is nothing that I would advise to do so. Sometimes it can work. Sometimes you get into the bounce. People that are shorting here, the drop, as you're chasing the drop down, you can get a massive wick to the upside. So these events are non-events in my trading strategy. Thank you, Andy. Keep it going. Yes, guys. I think Pepe is dead. There's something curious about Pepe. I think there was a long setup on Pepe with the current drop. Let's just take a look at Pepe right away, guys. Because the only way I would trade these altcoins is if we do get a clear setup here. And on Pepe, it did create a small little long position as you create this failed breakout from this level, as you can see here on the chart, right? It's a long trade. You test a low from a couple of months ago and you test it and you get the bounce. You need to be a sniper trader. You need to be ready for that low to be claimed to get into the long. But this long position has already pumped, you know, 12%. So your 12% move with a bit of leverage, you're making some gains right there. You need to be ready for those lows and highs to be claimed, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Smash up that like button on your way out, guys. And for those in the Legends, I will see you in the Legends. For those out there, I will see you in the next live stream or YouTube updates.